Okay, well, it is 9:45 and I'm about to leave Scorpion Bay and go straight back to Mulegé. The rinse and repeat of yesterday, I get to do the Icebox Road again. I'm going to look for my drone. I'm bummed that I have to go back, but at the same time, at least it's the Icebox Road and it's a sick road. Like, it's a beautiful ride. So, like I said, bummed I have to go back. Not bummed to do this road again. So, let's just go have a nice ride. I wish I didn't have my luggage though. That'd be pretty sick. New car lot. Bet you we could score a deal. Okay, well, I'm not going to film a whole lot today. Just because I don't need hundreds of gigabytes of the same footage, but I will turn the camera on if something cool happens. So, signing out. Hello, cows. Oh, you're very nice cows. Very handsome. Very pretty. Look at I just found. There it is. Hold on. No way. I found my drone. Oh my god. Is the bike gonna stay up? No way. Please, please not be broken. Yes! Zazu! No freaking way. Hopefully it's not broken. This doesn't look like too high speed of a spot. Ah! I'm gonna try turning it on. Whoa. So sick! No way, I got my drone back. Oh my god, I so thought someone would have found it. It would have been broken. It would have been lost forever. Well, it was definitely worth coming back for. Ah, that just made my friggin' day. Mwah.
So I just wanted to point out that no one in the last video where I set off on my trip to Scorpion Bay, where I lost my drone, commented like, hey, you have drone footage from the beginning of your trip when you lost your drone. You must have found your drone. None of you noticed. I told my mom I found my drone and she kind of made that comment, but that doesn't really count because she knew. So I just thought that was kind of funny. All right, now go back in.
Well, we're back to Mulegé. I want to go to Tacos El Paisano. My stupid kickstand here.
As I stopped for tacos, I had my first celebrity experience on the road. A fellow rider named Ken, who'd been following my channel, noticed my bike out front and stopped for a chat. We talked about dirt bikes and all things Baja. It was great meeting you, Ken.
Well, I'm running real low on DJI batteries for my helmet cam, but I'm gonna just run it and hopefully catch some of this road, because this road looks sick. I just missed a really good view over here. Playa Santa Spac, I think it's called. Loaded with campers though. Definitely not gonna camp there. Yeah, you might be able to see. Just crowded. Wow. There's some views here. Fist pump at the cyclist is not a good spot to pull over and chat. Not to mention it's getting a little bit late and I need to find somewhere to stay tonight. The whole camping and saving money thing is like addictive. And I think it stems from the fact that this is amazing. I get to tour around on my bike, and if I spend all my money on hotels in the first few months, I'm gonna have to go back and make money somehow. I'm not ready to do that. I want to be gone for a while. I mean, yeah, it's freaking packed. But imagine how gorgeous this place would be in the sunshine. I'm kind of disappointed that I'm not riding by in the sunshine. But what can you do? Can't win them all. I think I'm gonna go to Loretto. Hopefully it pays off. Unless there's some camping close by, which there could be. We will see.
I ran out of batteries for my helmet cam, but I eventually found a beach that wasn't crowded, so I decided to pull in and camp for the evening. And just when I thought I was eating bran bars for dinner, the neighbor showed up with a chili dog and an apple, all the fixins, and said, kudos to you for doing what you're doing. Oh man, I'm gonna eat that before I even set up my tent, before the sand blows into it. Hell yeah. That's, I'm a happy camper right now. So sick. Thank you, neighbor. All right. So I'm here at Playa Armenta, and before I break camp, I just want to quickly tell the tale of what happened last night. So, as you know from my helmet cam, as I'm like riding along the bay here, I'm looking at all these beaches. They're totally packed. I convinced myself to just mosey on to Loretto and get a hotel for the night and not have to worry about setting up camp. Come around the corner and I'm looking down and I find this beach. Whole bunch of empty palapas. There were like 3 cars at the end of the beach all set up. The rest of the beach was totally free. So I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. Nice palapa. It's kind of supposed to rain last night. It'll keep the rain off the tent. Awesome. So I pull in and I set up camp in that palapa right there. Okay, so I get my tent set up and everything. And as I'm doing that, these people in the van pull in. And they're like, hey, do you mind having a neighbor? And I'm like, no, you guys seem pretty cool. So, like, not a problem. Pull up. So, as I'm setting up my tent, this other party shows up and they set up, like, I don't know, right around here. Cool, we're all kind of spaced out. No problem. So as I'm in my tent, the people that are right here, they move right in between us. And I think him and I kind of both thought that maybe we had known each other and there was some sort of misunderstanding, but no, they pulled up right there with a crying baby and set up their tent. So I'm like, okay, I don't speak Spanish. The people that moved in are Spanish. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to move. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to move to this one. So that's what I did. So after I moved, the people that set up here moved into my palapa. Now here's where it gets weird. So I wake up in the morning and I look and I'm like, wait a minute. The people in my palapa aren't the people that moved in last night. So sometime in the middle of the night, which I kind of woke up and heard, the people that had moved here and then moved here moved out. They took their baby and left. I don't know what time it was, but they're gone. And someone else moved in. So that particular palapa had three different parties in it last night. Weird, man. If you love the sweet sounds of nature mixed with unmuffled air brakes, come to Playa Armenta. It's gorgeous this time of year. So yeah, this is Playa Armenta. Aside from the unmuffled air brakes and the palapa bandits, this place is actually pretty awesome. You can kind of get a sense of how big the beach is and how ridiculous it would be for someone to pull up 10 feet from someone else. But honestly, in a pinch, it was a nice little spot to camp, so I don't want to sound like I'm complaining too much. I slept okay. It's kind of windy, kind of rainy. A lot of trucks going by at night. We're pretty close to the highway. But cool spot for sure. And Jamie, Lance, Soren, and their dog Indy are really cool. They gave me tequila last night and coffee this morning. Super nice people. So yeah, I'm gonna pack up, head to Loretto. I rode to Loretto, pulled into a restaurant to grab a bite to eat, and for the second day in a row I was recognized by followers of my channel. This time it was fellow riders and YouTubers Scott and Steph who run the Adventure Cooperative YouTube channel. They were super friendly and recommended a cheap and awesome campsite nearby in the heart of Loretto that they were staying at. You should definitely follow them as they tour around in their bus and ride their dirt bikes in a ton of cool places. I rolled into the campsite and found none other than Swiss Nick himself. I set up my tent beside his, and we were quickly befriended by our Mexicana neighbors and all decided to go out for a beer together. Look at where we are. We're in Loretto. We got Swiss Nick over there. Cheers, Swiss Nick. I'm so bad with names.
Kashi
From
Mexico.
Irving, una chéves y salud.
Cheers.
Woo,
Salud,
cheers.
amigos.
Salud.
Por los locos.
Oh yeah, this place is sick too. And yes, we're waiting for our musician to come back in 10 Mexican minutes.
That's right.
He'll be back in an hour.
Tomorrow.
For dinner, I tried the chili relleno, which is a poblano pepper stuffed with meat and vegetables and breaded in a mystery green sauce. I honestly don't know what the sauce was, but it was really delicious. For breakfast, I had chilaquiles in mole sauce with eggs on top. In case you're wondering, chilaquiles are basically breakfast nachos. Smothered in mole sauce, they were absolutely delicious. My stay in Loretto consisted of editing YouTube videos, hanging out with friends, and sampling the local food. This proved to be the only gordita stand I found in Baja, and being that my videos are about a month behind, I've sampled many since, and these stand out definitely as the best gorditas I've had in Mexico yet. First time.
First time.
Yeah.
It's their first time for them too.
Oh yeah? I love it here.
This is pibil.
Pibil, perfecto.
Pibil.
Mwah. Muchas gracias. With salsa matcha.
La salsa macha.
Muy delicioso.
Sí, I know. I know.
Is it homemade? You make it
Yeah.
yourself? Yeah?
Sí.
Oh, so you know it's good.
Yeah.
In the morning, I decided to walk around Loretto to see what it was all about. It was bustling with tourists, and I even ran into Siggy and Teresa, who I'd seen on the trail a few times and spent Christmas with in Mulegé. All right, it's New Year's Eve. It's 3 p.m. My friend Shay is kind of stuck in a city about a 2-hour ride away. I decided no sense being alone on New Year's, so I just made the executive decision. I'm gonna pack up and I'm gonna head out to find her so that neither of us are alone on New Year's Eve. So yeah, that's the plan. There she is. And you got a beer.
I have multiple beers.
Amazing.
Many beers.
How are you feeling?
Totally smashed.
Hola.
This guy, he's pretty smashed too.
Amazing. Feliz Nuevo Año. Remember this dude from the side of the road earlier in the episode? Well, he ended up checking into the same hotel as me a few minutes after I did, and in the spirit of leaving no one alone on New Year's Eve, I invited him to come to dinner with us. We met up with Shay and 2 other cyclists from the UK, Kirsty and Ian, and had a delicious New Year's Eve dinner together. What the fuck happened tonight?
I don't know. I'm trying
Jeff?
trying to sort of figure it out. Yeah. So,
So
we went
I
out for dinner.
The city was
Oh,
popped.
look, there's a human. Look, he's going to let you in.
There's a guy.
Yeah.
I came here, and when I came into town, all the bars were open. There's people everywhere. It was bustling.
And then everything closed.
It became a ghost town.
And then we ended up at a coffee shop because you couldn't get beer
We were
anywhere.
drinking Mezcalitas in a coffee shop. Oh, and by the way, this is Jeff. Jeff's riding his bicycle from Alaska to Argentina.
Alaska, Argentina.
See?
But yeah, we ended up at a coffee shop because that was the only place that sold beer in a city. Apparently.
Is that fireworks or are we in the hood? Buenas noches.
It's on frame.
So, I'm here with Jeff. Jeff is from the United States of America. You'll see in my footage, we've come across each other on the road a few times. I think I passed you 3 times.
About 3 times.
Yeah, and
Give me the fist bump.
Yeah, yeah. And we finally met last night here in Ciudad Constitución, here in Baja. And we ended up in the same hotel. So we went out for beers last night and dinner, and it was a pretty good time. It was kind of weird.
Is an interesting New Year's.
Yes, we'll put it that way. But so a little bit about you. Your name's Jeff. You're from the U.S.
I'm Jeff. I'm 25
Yep.
from Washington State. And I did another cycling trip, and I decided it was something that I wanted to do again. So I saved up some money over like a year and a half, flew up to Alaska, Dead Horse, which is right here. And then I'm hopefully going all the way down the Americas to Ushuaia, cycling the whole Pan American Highway. I like to stick to pavement because you can go a little faster, and my bike's sort of set up for pavement. I think life is too short, and you know, going on a grand adventure gives you something to chip away at over a long period of time, and it's really rewarding to look on a map and see how far that you've pedaled your own bicycle. It's crazy.
Right, and if you're anything like me, it feels a little bit daunting. Like if you look at the map and you look at Ushuaia, and it's kind of freaky.
I try not to think about how far away it is. I try to just take it day by day, week by week. Like this week I'm in Baja, next week I'll be in Mexico, you know, Central America eventually. But if you try to think about the end goal for a trip that's this long, you can get freaked out.
It's daunting, for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like an odyssey. You learn a
So
lot.
we did touch on that. A lot of people out there find it freaky to wake up every morning and not know where you're gonna sleep that day.
Yeah, for a lot of, some people do travel like this. They'll plan their campsites out, or they'll go from hotel to hotel. But I look at it as a sort of a challenge to find a good place to sleep where I know that nobody's going to find me at night. And so I don't even look for a place to camp until it's, I don't know, about 2 hours until it gets dark. And I have an app, iOverlander, which a lot of people use. And so I'll check on there if there's any kind of camp spots. But if not, I mean, you're just looking around the road, and you might go off on a dirt road to see if you can find a spot.
So can you tell us a little bit about your rig?
Yeah, so let's start over here. Most people have a chain on their bike. I've actually got a carbon fiber belt. So it has 6 strands of carbon fiber that run this way, and then the rest of the belt is, I think, polyurethane. So it looks like I have a fixed gear bike because there's just like one cog on the front and the back. But in this chunk of metal here, there's an internal gearbox like you'd find in a car. And so it has a clutch, which means you can shift as many gears as you want when you're not pedaling, which is nice because when you're going up and down hills, I'm not very good at shifting. It is sort of an art form, so this allows me to, it's much more convenient. I can roll up to a hill in whatever gear. You have to stop pedaling for a half a second, a quarter of a second, but then you can just rip your gears, get into the correct one, and start going up the hill.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so the belts last longer than a chain. You never have to clean them or oil them or anything. They could be caked in mud and it'll just shed the mud and it works fine. But no bike shops are going to carry a belt, so I have a spare one with me at all times. This is my sort of my mascot. My mom got me that belt. It says, "This is how I roll." So I like that a lot. If I ever get a little bit lonely, I just give it a ring. Think about all the people back home cheering me on. This bag has all of my food and my camping stove. So I carry a lot of tortillas, bars, bags of beans, try to get dried fruits, trail mix, crackers.
I noticed a lot of cyclists carry peanut butter. Do you mess with the peanut butter?
So I do have peanut butter, and so I'm about 3,700 miles into this trip. So I've gone through a couple tubs of peanut butter, and you can only have so much of it before you just like spent on peanut butter. So right now I'm in that phase where like I try not to, but I have a full brand new jar of peanut butter. I'm waiting until I get the taste for it again. This is my tent. It's the REI Quarter Dome SL2. It's just a super light tent. Works fine. This bag has all of my sleeping equipment. So my sleeping quilt, this is my sleeping pad. And I like this one because you can just fold it out and instantly you have a comfortable place to lay or sit. And then I've got an inflatable pillow, a travel towel. Yeah, I picked up this license plate when I was in Coldfoot, Alaska. It's a motorcycle plate. I just found it on the ground and it was all muddy and everything. So I just washed it in a puddle, threw my sticker on there. So I'm carrying a little bit of Alaska with me all the way.
I dig it, man. It's like a symbol of where you started. It's sick.
Oh yeah. It'll go all the way to Argentina.
Yeah.
And I'll find somewhere to leave it there. I gotta have a rear light just in case. I try not to cycle at night ever, but I had to last night. So it's important that you've got a light back there.
Yep.
This green bag here is all of my clothes. I don't carry that much. This is my only pair of pants and I have one pair of shorts. I have 3 of these shirts that are different colors, a couple pairs of cycling underwear, 2 pairs of regular underwear, a handful of socks. These are also the only shoes I have. People tell me that it's sort of bold to only have sandals, but I really don't like shoes and I ride flat pedals, so I don't need to be able to clip in. And I just like sandals a lot. So
Oh, look at that Andy Wilson 89 sticker on there. That's badass, dude.
it's fresh right there.
Everyone's gonna think you're me.
And then you gotta have your baby wipes because this is as good as a shower.
Yeah.
Almost as good as a shower.
Yeah.
And then I carry some water filters and a rain jacket in there. I'm actually all out of water right now, so I gotta top up before I leave. And then I like these bags a lot. I got 1 water bottle in there, and then some mosquito repellent. I keep a comb for the mustache.
Hell yeah, brother.
And a small mirror. And then on this side I keep my bear spray. I like to have it handy just in case. There's been like once or twice where there's been like sort of some sketchy looking guys walking towards me on the road, and so I'll take the safety off and get ready. It does work. I have accidentally bear sprayed myself.
I was gonna say, you gotta watch which way the wind is going.
You really do, and it takes the smallest amount for it. If any of it gets anywhere on your face, you'll be like sneezing. Oh man,
You know it right away.
yeah, it sucks. I have my GPS, so I can text from anywhere in the world with this and update my location. I've got a website link in my Instagram bio, so people can check up on where I'm at.
We'll put that in the comments, in the description.
I'm Jeff Rowe.
Yeah.
A couple power banks. I carry this massive beefy one, which
That's huge,
is
dude.
like really heavy, but
But-
again, I don't really care about weight.
Yeah, show us.
It's got a
There
DC
you
port,
go,
so you can
that's-
charge your laptop or your drone batteries.
Yeah.
And then it also even has like a light on it. You gotta have snacks. This is like all the snacks that I'm prepared to eat today. 2 things
Oh,
of
yeah.
queso Ritz, a bar, some granola. So it's important because you burn a lot of calories when you're riding. And if you don't snack throughout the day, then you're just gonna like hit a slump and you're not gonna feel good. So I always am trying to like eat food.
And how far do you generally pedal in a day?
I try to go 100 kilometers, which is 60 miles
Yep.
per day. But I think that's it. Yeah.
Man, so I thought I was pretty wild. Like when I set out, I thought I was pretty wild doing this trip on a motorcycle. I might as well be driving a bus now. Like after I've been meeting these cyclists, you guys are nuts, man.
Yeah,
I love it.
It doesn't take a whole lot of stuff to survive and to thrive just off camping.
Yeah.
People carry a lot more stuff than I do. I think I have everything I need and nothing I don't.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy with my setup. I think I have too much clothes, but when I tell, like, you're probably listening to this, YouTube watcher at home, and you're like, he only has 2 pairs of underwear.
Yeah.
He only has 1 pair of pants. Some people aren't okay with that.
I'm in the same boat, dude.
I am okay with
Yeah,
that.
1 pair of pants.
Yeah.
I have 1 pair of boxers.
I will
That's it.
say you are generally more dirty all the time, but you just get accustomed to being slightly dirty. And then I try to, in Mexico especially, the hotels are like pretty cheap, so I'll try to get one every 4 or 5 days, and you
Do
can
some
get a
sink
nice shower.
laundry. Or
Yeah, do some sink laundry.
Find a laundry place close by.
Yep. And it's been nice being in Mexico. I can carry a lot less food because there's taco stops like everywhere. So,
Yep.
I mean, there were some days where I'd eat like 8 to 12 tacos a day, just pounding the tacos down.
I'm not sick of them yet, are you?
Oh no.
No, they're good.
And, I mean,
they're
there's so many
always good.
different different varieties. I don't think I will be sick of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, by the end, I should have done a taco counter. I should have kept track.
I know, dude.
And, like
Same.
put it in the bottom corner of the YouTube video. Like,
Yeah.
345 tacos. So
I regret
far.
not doing that. It's my biggest regret of the trip so far.
The taco counter.
Yeah.
But yeah, life is short. Go on an adventure. Do something that scares you.
Yep.
It's important to get out of your comfort zone. That's why I've got this tattoo. Seek discomfort.
Yep.
And then on the other calf, I've got Live a Great Story, which is sort of my motto. It's also on my hat. So my favorite tattoo, since we're on the topic, is this one. Clock's ticking, start living.
Yeah,
And then
brother.
in the top part, the saying says life, and it's like
Yeah.
your life is draining away.
Sick.
Oh yeah, life is short. Do something that scares you.
It is, man. I'm glad I'm on this mission, and I'm glad I'm meeting super rad people
Yeah.
like you, dude.
So we're gonna run into each other. We're bound to.
For
again.
sure. Yep. Guaranteed I'll see you again. So I wish you the best.
Thank you,
Good
my
luck. Where are you heading today?
I think it's gonna take me 2 days to get to La Paz.
Super cool to meet you, and I wish you all the best.
It was a pleasure, Andy.
Yeah, thank you.
After the Jeff interview, I met up with Shay for lunch, which was some fire-roasted chicken. I think they call it pollo al carbon, but leave a comment if I mess that one up, because I'm really not sure.
So you just order like the meat and then you order the salad and the tortillas and stuff. It's like build your own.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like Subway.
What do we get here, Shay?
We got carbs on carbs.
Carbs on
Carbs on carbs, yeah.
Meat.
Standard Mexican fare. We got some tortillas here. We got some arroz. We got some papas. And we got some pollo. And salsa verde.
Ah, perfecto.
Perfecto.
Go to town.
First Venus.
Papas Venus. What do you think? What do you think they're gonna taste like?
They're gonna taste like potatoes, meat, and a whole heap of cheese.
And corn.
Crazy.
Look at who it is! It's Kashi and Irving!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Feliz Nuevo Año, hermano! How's it going? Was it a good night?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was great. Yes.
Fun times?
Yeah, we actually saw Nick on the Malecon.
Yeah?
Like we saw you right now, like
Really?
randomly.
He was like riding on his nutwood, and we were like, oh, that's Nicola.
Swiss Nick!
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's sick. So these are Kashi and Irving, the homies from Loretto that we met at the campsite, and I was just walking down the road here in Constitución, and they saw me. So yeah,
We found you again.
I love Baja because I just keep running into people that I've met before, and it's everything. That's the episode, guys and gals. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, especially if you made it right to the end. I know what you guys are thinking. You want an interview with Shay. We talked about doing it, but it just didn't end up working out timing-wise, unfortunately. But she's easily one of the most rad humans I've ever met. She pedaled the entire Baja Divide, mostly solo. Super cool human. So shout out to Shay. If you want to support me, please click the like button and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. That's the best way to keep me going and to keep me making these videos. In the next video, I'm riding from Constitution to La Paz, which is a sick off-road ride. So you're definitely not going to want to miss that. See you in the next episode.